Hey, let's go a little nightmare. Yeah, nightmare. Nightmare seems like a good one to start with. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I have a new game to play. It is Dying Light. I downloaded the full version of it, so if you want to see more videos on it, ask me. I finished the game, and like any sane person in the world, I asked myself if I can beat Dying Light with my fists only. I don't know, but let's find out.
So our story begins with me defending my life. I eventually get bit by a good old zombie, and I meet a very, very pretty lady who saved my life. I eventually watched one of my saviors die to a zombie. Goodbye, you nerd. Haha. So anyway, after that, I wake up from a 3-day nap. 3-day sleep. Come on, my mom gets mad at me when I take a nap for 2 hours after a long day of working. This dude gets to sleep for 3 straight days, and like, just whatever. Okay, so I stumble around because I suck and I didn't stand up for 3 days, so I guess that's how that works. So anyway, I look around and I eventually find a poster with the pretty lady on it. Stared at it. Very pretty. Anyway, I eventually meet some very nice people. I eventually meet up with Raheem. Raheem is a young guy who sends me down to floor 13, and I eventually get a complimentary horror game pipe. So you may be wondering, this is a fist only, no weapons, and you may be right. So I threw this pipe away like an adopted redhead and just went on my way. I eventually went on, practiced some jumps and some kicks, and oh man, this zombie, oh man, he had boom, like he had Mike Tyson on him. Boom, bah, gee, boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, bah, bah, boom, 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 bah, boom, boom, bah, 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 boom, bah, bah, boom, bah, boom, bah, bah.
That was my brother.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so I patched this guy's wound with some alcohol and some stuff, and I found Raheem again, and he, pretty lady. Anyway, so I eventually do a parkour test. This consisted of me falling and breaking my spleen, jumping to different places, going to my crush's house, and having my first seizure. I eventually meet up with Raheem again, gave him a bro kiss, and I meet up with this guy. He's very, very much a jerk. I eventually dabbed up that zombie, and I meet the doc. The doctor is a good guy. He eventually injects me with some good stuff. Okay, anyway, so I meet up with this guy. I forgot his name, Spike, I think. He's a good guy. And I set some traps for him because he's too lazy to get out on his own and do it himself. Oh, well, who cares? I'm doing it. So then eventually, time goes by, the pretty lady needs my help.
I'm outside.
She needs me. Anything for you, pretty lady. Anything. So eventually she sends me off so I can save this guy who is, no longer alive anymore. But I guess while we're here, I can describe how it was like to cause sparks with my rock-hard metal knuckles onto that door. But really, all in all, these were level 1 zombies, so all I really had to do was just beat them half to death like an adopted redhead. Eventually stood back because, you run out of combat stamina really easy. And I just threw some rocks, very unsuccessfully. No, it was firecrackers. Never mind. They are very stupid, and they start following the firecrackers when I'm like 2 feet in front of them. So I just beat them to death. Boom. Went Mike Tyson on you. Mike Tyson has no idea what it's like to be me. Bang. Ka-chow. Evander Holyfield. Boom. Bite your ear off. Anyway, so I meet this guy. I'm sorry, man, but Mike Tyson. Man. I'm sorry, pretty lady. Anyway, so I contacted GRE. These are not good people. And I set more traps and continue on my way. I eventually turn on some very, very bright lights. One was on top of a train car, and another was on top of another train car. And I meet Big Guy. This big guy was very big. Very scary. As you can see. I don't recommend, you taking him over to your play date, because he's very, very scary. I can't, he's just scary. I tried punching that propane tank, expecting it to explode. I'm very smart. Eventually just head on over and kind of chickened out at the last moment. Well, not really, but I find out that, oh shoot, it's actually inside. Whoopsie daisy. So I just eventually just run back and I try to kill this dude with my fists. Like, I don't really like this guy. Not at all. Not never. I eventually just start tickling him with my fists, my bare knuckles. He eventually just tries to block me very ineffectively. So I just keep punching him, and he keeps slamming that thing down on the ground. He's done it like 9 times already. And it hasn't been successful not once, and not the other 8 times. Then I eventually wanted to do a science experiment. I wanted to see if he'd hit that propane tank on the bottom. But eventually he just does a weird swing to the side. That didn't really go real well. And hold on, give me a second. Anyway, so eventually he turns around and I start beating him half to death, smacking a whacking a bam and a wham and a boom. He did that, not me. Anyway, so I run inside and I open up the thingy that I was supposed to open, and I flick the switch, turn the lights back on. Used my only lockpick because I played Skyrim, and I ran because I was scared, really scared. Because there's usually like these things called like volatiles at night, so I eventually just have a sleepover in that place where that guy's dead, and I'm at Spike again. Spike is a good guy because he gives me a UV flashlight. What is a UV flashlight, you may be wondering? It is a flashlight that gives off UV rays. It makes the bad volatiles very, very ouchy. They hurt really, really bad. Yeah, he eventually gives me another trap to set up the lights that I will never use, and I just continue on. I level up, and I contact the GRE, and I'm pretty... Anyway, so, yeah, I meet the big guy. He's mean. And I meet the doctor, smoking a cigarette, and I contacted the GRE once again. It's like my girlfriend. Anyway, so I broke my spleen, and I, boom, my Typhon on that thing. He had no shot. Anyway, so I continue on, dab up some of these zombies, burn the antizin, because who needs that in the zombie apocalypse? It's only like the only thing that keeps everybody alive. It's only like, the thing that we need, Crane needs, because he needs it, because he's about to die, but... Oh well, GRE's boss. Anyway, so the volatiles catch me, and I just run for my life. I was scared. Believe you me, I did not talk, and I went for a swim. Anyway, so I eventually swam to my life, and I hid in a cabin. I eventually went out of the cabin, and the volatiles got back onto me again. I ran for my life, and I eventually found the safe spot, the warehouse, which was good. See, look at these nerds. They can't get to me. Ha, nerd, look at you screaming at me. Ha, take that, sucker. Ooh, okay. Yeah, sucker. Ow. Okay. Leave me. Okay, goodbye. Anyway, so I meet up with the pretty lady and the big guy again. He tells me to go to the bad guy and get supplies from him. Since I burnt all the antizin, I can't really help it but to get the supplies from him. So anyway, I'm going to end this episode off here. If you want to see another, leave a like, and don't forget the name Skits.